Hi folks, DJ Tino, host of HMTV Canada E-Zine here. On the phone with me today is Adam of 286 Music. Hi Adam, how are things?
Good, how are you?
Good. Congratulations on your latest album, The View Inside.
Oh, thank you. It's only a single pretty much, but it's pretty much a preview of what the album's going to sound like.
Is the band working on any new material at the moment?
Yeah, we actually have the complete full length ready to go from that. We just, we don't have it recorded yet. We're just kind of sitting down and going through, like, what's the best way to approach that and all that kind of stuff.
Do you have any tours planned for 2008 to promote your new album?
We do. We have some tours that we intend on getting together, but we don't have anything, no concrete dates or anything that we're ready to release at this time.
Can you tell us about your latest CD release, The View Inside? Anything from messages to inspiration?
Well, basically, the View Inside, it's pretty much, for the folks that aren't familiar with it, it has obviously the View Inside single on it. It also has the song Vow, and it has a video that we filmed for the View Inside on it. And it pretty much reflects, we had a little bit of a lineup change back in the fall, and it kind of reflects the new direction of the project and, you know, what people can expect from the new version of 286.
How long did it take to produce your video, The View Inside?
It was our first show with the new lineup in December. We shot the video, my zone.
Where on location was your video filmed at?
That was filmed at the Key Club in LA. That's right on the Sunset Strip for the folks that aren't there. It's pretty good. Good venue. They're really good to us there, so I try to play there as much as possible.
How did this video become an award-winning booth for Hot Picks USA and the 2008 NAMM show?
Well, what happened was we're actually we're one of Hot Picks artists. We're endorsed by them, and they were putting together a presentation for their booth for the NAMM show, and they asked to use our video, so they used the video to splice in with the rest of them, obviously. And their booth was one of the booths that won the award for whatever category they were competing in. Not sure exactly what that was.
Did this media exposure help boost the band's fans?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It certainly helps. You know, I mean, we could give us a really visible presence at the NAMM show. You know, people could walk by the booth and look up and see, you know, the imagery of you, and you know, and then they see you walking around too, which is really cool because you know, for people to notice you, because I don't know if you've ever been to the NAMM show, but there's some serious big names walking around, like people I've listened to my whole entire life. So that was definitely kind of like a cool, surreal kind of experience.
So that gained really good exposure for 286 Music. That's good.
Yeah.
For the new fans, can you provide a little history about 286 Music, including band members, the roles, and the current lineup?
Oh, sure. Basically, 286 started, Martin and Nicky are the guitar player and the bass player, both brothers, and they're from Buenos Aires, Argentina. And they relocated to the U.S., and they, you know, wanted to put together a rock and roll project, you know, like a hard rock kind of, you know, no bullshit, straightforward kind of. Pretty much they set out looking for different artists, and at the time they started jamming with our original drummer, so they had three people together, and they kind of put the skeleton up for the band. And at the time I lived in Pittsburgh, and I was answering ads on Craigslist, and I answered an ad. My punk band had just broken up, and I got in touch with these guys and ended up moving out to California and jamming with them, and it kind of clicked together, and that's pretty much how the band started.
Who writes your lyrics?
I'm responsible for the lyrics.
What do you express in your lyrics?
Different kind of things. You know, we have songs in our set that are everything from autobiographical to songs about D.B. Cooper or something I read, or, you know, where songs will never be about is like chicks we lost like in high school or some lame ass shit like that. You know, I think the market's been cornered on love songs and that kind of thing, so I try to come up with something slightly original or meaningful to me, and maybe somebody else will think so too.
Any challenges in recording, mixing, and mastering your music?
Challenges? Yes. Always. You know, I would say that, particularly with guitar tones, you know, trying to get the sound of the guitar and drums to make sure that we sound on tape or, you know, computer the way that we sound live, which is, you know, anybody that's ever been in the studio knows that's not, it's easier said than done, but we're getting closer. I don't know if you ever actually totally get it.
What's a typical day like in the recording studio for the band?
We're pretty much a bunch of morons, so it's definitely not it's not super serious. You know, if you ever watched our Adam Television episodes, you'll see that, you know, we get the job done, but we have a lot of fun doing it. You know, it's definitely some drinking involved, some, you know, practical jokes, and always the video camera out. So we try to keep it light, but, you know, serious at the same time, if that's possible.
That's the way it should be, because you don't want to record in a stressful environment.
No, and the thing about it is, too, you know, we're glad that this kind of thing is our job, and that, you know, we're not doing like a typical 9-to-5 kind of thing. We want to not take that too seriously and kind of have fun with it. You know, basically that's pretty cool. You know, I can't stress that enough.
What are your live concerts like?
Oh, we sound pretty much exactly like we do on CD. That's what people tell us. You know, like there's not like a lot of surprise. What we do in the studio, we can replicate live. You know, we're not really like an artificial band or a band with a lot of samples or anything like that. And you know, we pretty much try to be really energetic and in your face. You know, it's about what I don't like. I said, I don't think there's any surprise. It's about what you would figure. You know, listening to us. You know?
That's awesome. Is there any pyrotechnical shows with your live gig, like the lights and the pots and electric guitars, or any fire, that sort of thing?
No, we stay away. The whole fire thing is a touchy issue now, particularly in the States. You know, with that fire that happened in Delaware there.
Oh.
So pyrotechnics are pretty much in almost every waiver they give you. They're almost flagged. So usually we just go with whatever the venue has, you know, available in terms of lighting and stuff. Not really, you know, not something we put a lot of thought into.
Okay. Where can the fans request your 286 music, on internet or mainstream radio?
Well, wow, there's lots of places. I can't even hardly keep track now. I try to, but which is a good thing, I guess. But you know, if you're in the LA area, Indie 103, you know, you can request us there. You can request us on K-Rock. Internet radio's been great to us. They have been from the get-go. And there's even some satellite radio. I couldn't even, like I said off the top of my head, I don't even know. But we always have. And if you get our website or, you know, our MySpace page, we have a lot of information up about that kind of stuff.
What's your opinion of the music industry today, and what would you like to see change?
Okay. The music industry today is wide open. This is my picture of it. I see a bunch of people like in suits sitting around a table not knowing what the hell's going on, because like the entire industry's changed. The whole model of, you know, signing a band, you know, dumping a bunch of money into marketing and then selling records is not really how it works anymore in the internet age. You know, a lot of the marketing techniques that they used in the past aren't the same anymore, and artists have a lot more freedom. And with that freedom also comes, you know, you have to get people to come see you. There's also a million bands out there. You have to set yourself apart and prove to people that, you know, you're not just somebody in their house with Pro Tools that just, you know, mix something together and call themselves a band, you know. And so the industry, I don't know. You know, it's I don't think they know either. It's kind of like a big enigma right now.
Are you unsigned?
We are unsigned at the moment, yeah, definitely.
What do you look for in a record label?
A lot of things. I mean, basically someone who believes in the product. You know, and we're not really interested in someone to call and tell us, okay, you'd be good if you did A, B, C, and D. Whenever we've been doing this thing and being successful with one particular thing, it doesn't mean we're closed-minded, but at the same time we're realistic. You know, we had a manager guy tell me once, you know, that he was like, yeah, that singer would be great if he wore like cowboy boots. And I don't know if you know me, but there's not a shot in hell that I would ever like wear cowboy boots. So those are kind of things.
For sure, I agree with you.
No offense to anybody that wears cowboy boots, but for me, it's just, it doesn't, you know, what I look for, a label that doesn't want me to wear cowboy boots.
Okay, before we wrap up our interview, can you plug in your main web address?
Yeah, our main website is 286music.com, and the other one we use, which is a little more interactive, is obviously MySpace, which is MySpace/286music. And we have a killer street team on there that, you know, really goes out and finds people, and it answers every email that comes through there. So if we don't answer it, someone's going to answer you, you know, if you write in or leave a comment. So we pride ourselves on that.
Any last words?
No, none that I can think of right now. As you know, if anybody ever has any questions, you know, that's definitely a bunch of video, audio, anything. We're a very internet savvy band, so you can pretty much find out any details about us you want online if you have a couple minutes and the gumption to do so.
Thank you, Adam, for allowing our design to interview your band. You rock, and we hope to do a follow-up when you come out with your album.
Absolutely, we'd love to do one, and we'll definitely keep you guys in the loop. We appreciate the support, you know, and this is what it's all about. We thank you.